Good afternoon, and welcome to Real Estate Rescue with Greg Ferrera. You're listening to KIDO Talk Radio, 580 AM and 107.5 FM. Thanks for joining us on this beautiful Saturday afternoon. It is the beginning of February 2021. Wow, winter has been interesting, not a lot of snow, been a little chilly from time to time, but it has been an interesting winter. Hey folks, I'm your host, Greg Ferrera, a local real estate agent with over 25 years experience. I work over at Good Vibes Real Estate, which is locally owned and operated right here in Boise, serving the entire Treasure Valley from Mountain Home to Ontario, and to include the beautiful Jordan Valley. I want to give a shout out to all those farmers and ranchers out in God's country working hard for all of us. Thank you for everything you do. Now, I'm honored to have as my amazing co-host, Mr. Clint Walker and his Creative Solutions team at Summit Funding, one of our amazing sponsors located right in Meridian, serving most of the western United States. Clint has over 20 years experience in the lending industry, and they do a fantastic job with their customers, changing lives every day. He can be reached if you have a pen, pencil, or crayon at 208-870-4279. Again, I'll say that a little slower, 208-870-4279. Clint, welcome to the show.
Well, thank you, Greg.
I got that right.
You did.
Awesome. Happy Saturday.
Even in the slow. It was beautiful.
Yeah. Now, folks, before we get going with Clint and his financial opportunities in the Valley, let's not forget one of our amazing sponsors, the folks over at Pro Relo Group, your Mayflower agent in Boise, Idaho, with over 25 years moving experience. They are here to serve you, your family, and your business, taking care of your relocation and storage needs effortlessly here in the Treasure Valley and, get this, around the world. When you want to be sure you're in good hands, make the right move with the folks at Pro Relo Group. For a free estimate, please give them a call right here in the Treasure Valley, 208-314-7997. Clint, I'll slow that down.
Slow it down.
208-314-7997.
Very nice.
Or they can reach us at realestaterescueidaho.com.
Interesting.
We tried to do that together.
Huh.
Give them a call, folks. They do a fantastic job. As I always say, Clint and I have these discussions, a real estate transaction's not finished until you move. Yeah.
Right.
Now, folks, thanks for joining us today. We hope you enjoy the show. We have a great lineup of topics and a couple very special guests to share with you, along with some creative ideas to help you navigate the challenging real estate market here in the Treasure Valley. And Clint, is getting more and more challenging every day.
It is.
Ooh, boy. Real Estate Rescue is the Treasure Valley's #1 resource for up-to-date, real-time real estate sales information, statistics, and current trends. You'll also get great tips on home maintenance, remodeling, updating, and some new and creative financing options. This is a platform, folks, that we have designed to help you, so please feel free to reach out to us. We don't bite. We're helping a lot of people today. We want you to feel free for consultations, questions, if you need anything. realestaterescueidaho.com. You can scroll down. There's a form right there you can fill out, and we will get back to you right away. Or you can reach us, again, if you have a pen, pencil, crayon, stick, something to write with, at 208-559-0590. I'll say it one more time, a little slower, 208-559-0590. Now let's get to the show.
Let's do it.
Clint, you're on.
Well, let's go.
So February's here.
It is already.
It's already, and you've been saying, 2021's almost
was already here, and then I said last time it's already gone. Because if February's here, means that March is here as well.
Ouch.
Wait, stop pushing it so fast.
Is the weather going to get nicer sooner?
Well, that's what they say. We haven't had a winter yet.
I'm ready for some sunshine. Not sunshine, but some warmth.
Some warmth.
Yes.
Well, I don't know if it was 50 degrees.
That's true. You're right.
It was 50 degrees. I even walked outside and went, are we going to have a winter yet?
I had my window down the other day.
But yet, up in the mountains, it was snowing like crazy. Yeah. Last week, they just got hammered with snow, right? Cascade McCall.
That's where it's supposed to be.
That's why you got to be prepared. We'll talk about that, I'm sure.
We will. So, folks, inventory's down. We're going to go through some of that. We have some interesting statistics today.
Yeah,
our special guest is going to share with us on the growth of the Treasure Valley.
Interesting.
Not that it's hiding, But Carl is going to come in, and Rachel, and share some pretty exciting news.
Nice.
After our break.
Nice.
So let's make sure we don't go too late here.
Okay.
Now, let's not forget our search options. We have created an opportunity for you folks to search for homes, and we kind of joke and say not get stalked. So Real Estate Rescue, Idaho.com. You can search for homes. There's a button. You can got to sign in, search. You'll get an email saying welcome, and you'll generally get a little friendly phone call from Clint or I saying hello and just seeing if you have any questions. Other than that, just
search away.
Yeah, search away. Have fun with it.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's also a button on there. Several people, Clint, have hit that in the last couple of weeks, looking at the potential home valuations.
Yes.
So if you have any questions, you're thinking about selling or maybe possibly refinancing, keep in mind that some of the numbers you guys are getting when you're searching in there, they're actually higher in reality than what that's showing. Is that fair, Clint?
Very fair.
So after you sign up, folks, you'll get a friendly email and potentially a friendly call, and just us saying hi. So if you need anything, please let us know. We are here for you. The other one, Clint, just quick show reminder. I know there's a lot of ads out there. We'll pay cash for your home. If you want some help, let us know. Some of those are valid. Some of those may or may not be having your best interest at heart. So if you do want some help, please let us know. We want to make sure we watch out for you. Another couple thoughts here. We always say while you're watching or listening to the show, watching would be fun, but while they're listening, keep a pen, pencil, or crayon handy. We might share some information, and you might just want to jot that down. And Clint's mantra for this year, we love the movie Jerry Maguire. That does date us, but show me the money.
Show me the money.
And help me.
Help you.
Help you. Yeah, there we go. All right, and be kind. Our big one for 2021. Be kind. You never know who's around, what they're going through. They might need a hug. You just never know. I know we're in COVID, so, Greg, don't get too carried away. But those phones, we have lots of contacts in our phones. Clint and I talk about this all the time. That phone was actually designed to call people.
It was?
Yeah. So
that's so weird. I thought it just took messages.
Go through your phone, take a minute, say hello to those people in there. Let them know how important they are. And we do want to give a shout out and send a prayer to those families who were affected this last week by the helicopter crash here. Yeah. Very tragic situation. And we do want to just acknowledge that and send a prayer to those families, Clint. Quite a situation. And also, so driving conditions, Clint alluded to this a little bit ago. Please be safe out there. For your conditions here in Idaho, road conditions, 511.idaho.gov. Yeah. 511.idaho.gov for the road conditions. Be careful.
Just remember, last week it was raining, right?
Clint,
last week it was raining like crazy, but you had an hour north, you start getting to the mountains, all of a sudden it gets snow. And all of a sudden things change, right? Now you're sliding all over the place. Oh, yeah. That's what happens, right? So be prepared for that. You just never know when it's going to hit. You don't know where you're going to be, right? So what did you say? Have a blanket, have non-perishable foods and snacks, water that's not frozen, right? First aid kit in the car, that's good. Jumper cables is a good idea. Tow strap is a good idea. Give yourself some time. If you know you're traveling that far, you're going up through the mountains where we sometimes get snow that we don't get here. So just be prepared for it. Maybe a flare or two, maybe something to help with traction. Make sure your tires are good, that the air pressure's in correctly like it's supposed to.
I saw a picture this last week, and you said you never know where you're going to be.
Yeah.
And my picture was these folks were in the ditch.
Oh,
so you don't
they were?
Be,
yeah, you do not know where you're going to be.
Deal. You don't want to be in the ditch.
No.
Anything else they should put in the cars?
Boy, you could have some tire chains, maybe a cell phone charger or two, ice scraper, maybe a small shovel.
Please be prepared.
Yep.
Yeah. Just be safe. We don't want you getting caught out there.
Nope.
Last one, real quick. We're going to have the sheriff on next week, I think the week after.
Excellent.
Back on Canyon County, Sheriff Donahue. And then, folks, we're going to have another open line Saturday towards the end of the month, the last Saturday of the month. We'll have you'll be able to call in. We'll have some fun.
There you go.
And exciting. Now, Clint, we got a couple minutes here. What do you want to tell us about interest rates? What's happening?
You know, it's crazy. The rates are staying low.
So
what do you do? I mean, you think the crystal ball or the magic 8 ball, they just don't know what they're talking about.
Well, a couple people had emailed in about me being so excited about the refinance.
Yeah.
But I'm watching you, because I'm not doing it, you're doing it, changing people's lives.
That is there. When rates are this low, that possibility is there for sure.
It's amazing. I'm watching that.
Well, instead of looking at it as a transaction that we're doing a refinance, you got to look at it a little bit differently as a way to save. Where's my best benefit, right? Can I get rid of high interest credit cards? Can I, based on the value of the homes going up as fast as they did and where they're at, can I get rid of some high interest credit cards or large truck payments that have taken out there too far, or maybe even any life situation, anything that's changed, maybe that you need the cash for it. Some student loans you're paying off, some other things that are being paid off that are just you don't think are ever going to go away. It's a possibility they can.
I do want to give a shout out here, and this is related to folks who've trusted us and been willing to allow us to work with them. And without giving last names, John and Christy have been awesome. And folks, those of you listening, we haven't had a chance to work with, whether it's Clint or I, we're here to help you get through your situations. It's not a transaction for us. We're trying to help you with a transition.
That's right.
So, let us know. We're working with several folks right now, and we're taking time to look at all the options that people have.
Yeah. And we're more than happy to call around and try to find out the solution for them as well. If we don't have the answer, we'll help you find it.
You're going to make me have to go to break here in a minute, Clint.
Already?
How many people, so we're working with a bunch right now.
Yeah.
How many of those people are we actually doing the thing that they came to us to work with, that it wasn't changed in some form?
Not very many. We're literally changing. They just said, hey, can I lower my interest rate? And it's actually ending up paying off debt and putting their situation a lot better, where they're able to actually put money away for retirement, save it, maybe not have to use it. People's situations are changing all the time. So it's just helping them.
We might be calling you the magician.
Magic man.
Yeah. Can you be creative? We say
Very
that all
creative.
the time. Yeah. Folks, Clint, we got to take a break here.
I know we do. Let's do it.
We're going to get us in trouble. We're going to have some fun guests here on. Stay with us right after the break, folks. We need to take a quick commercial break. You're listening to Greg Ferrera's Real Estate Rescue on KIDO Radio, Talk Radio, 580 AM and 107.5 FM. We hope you're enjoying the show today. Stay tuned. Stick with us. We got some guests. We're going to talk about the growth in the Valley. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Greg Ferrera's Real Estate Rescue. You're listening to KIDO Talk Radio, 580 AM and 107.5 FM. I'm your host, Greg Ferrera with Good Vibes Real Estate, along with my co-host, Mr. Clint Walker, and his Creative Solutions team at Summit Funding. Clint, welcome back to the show.
Thank you, Greg.
Hey, I don't want to forget, for those of you who are getting ready to move or maybe needing some temporary storage, caught in the middle of a move, our friends over at Pro Relo Group are here to serve you, whether it's a local move right here in the Treasure Valley or somewhere across this amazing country. They specialize in helping folks get relocated with peace of mind, dependability, and confidence. If you'd like a free quote right here in the Treasure Valley, give them a call, 208-314-7997. Again, 208-314-7997. You can also reach them at realestaterescueidaho.com. Just scroll down, fill out that little form, and we'll get right back to you. Now, don't forget, when you're getting ready to make a move, don't ever pay in advance. No deposits, and it's not always cheaper to go with the local guy who is trying to get this done on the down low. Be real careful. Clint, I would like to share with the folks and welcome back one of our favorite guests to the show. And they're friends of ours at the Community Planning Association, better known as Compass.
Nice.
And Compass keeps track of the rapid growth and its impact here in the Valley. You're going to look at some long-term plans for growth, transportation systems. We're going to talk about some transit and how important it is actually to have the residents of our amazing Treasure Valley, Clint, actually being involved in the planning for our region out over the next 20 or 30 years.
Wow.
It's pretty impressive.
That is impressive.
So our first guest is Carl Miller, and Carl has been with them for, I believe, over 15 years now. Carl, welcome to the show.
Hi, Greg. Clint, thanks for having me on the show.
It's great to have you here. Carl, do you want to give a little background on Compass before we kind of get involved in all the exciting information you have to share?
Yeah, of course. Compass, or Community Planning Association, we're really we're a government agency, and we're uniquely situated to be looking at the transportation needs in the Valley not just over the next, year or two, but we're really looking out 30 years into the future and saying, what are the infrastructure, what are the services that we're going to need in the Treasure Valley to make sure that we have, affordable housing, economic vitality, providing people the ability to get to jobs. And so we're really looking out and saying, we have limited dollars. We don't get a ton, but we need to be able to spend this wisely and to build the road and the transit projects and the different transportation needs to really help out the valley.
How fun. And Carl, you're back with us. I appreciate you coming back. You're brave. And last fall, you shared a stat that I thought was astounding. Just reminding the folks, having a little fun on a Saturday. How many bridges did you say were in the valley?
I don't have the number in front of me right now, but I let me share a different stat with you.
Okay.
We're at just over 730,000 people in the two-county area.
Oh,
we're going to
wow.
be almost 1.1 million people by the year 2050. That's a huge increase. Just over the last decade, we've had 1.8 new people come into the valley every hour of every day over the last decade. That's
Wow.
a tremendous amount of growth. A lot of houses to be sold, obviously, but a lot of new cars on the street. How are we going to provide, new roads and get people moving around is really the things that Compass is working on. And that's really what we need help from the public to tell us how do they want the valley to look in the next 30 years.
So you're kind of talking about our challenges here. Is there any specific, those are some stats, any other stats you'd want to share with us that we might be experiencing right now that people are feeling in the valley with the growth?
Well, I think we could give you a lot of stats about the travel, in the valley. And actually our trips that we've been recording, we've been looking at the number of trips on the interstate have actually gone down during this pandemic. People are working from home. We're really keeping an eye on, is that going to continue? But also the flip side of that is more people are actually getting out on the trails and the pathways. We have counters out there showing that the numbers on the trails have escalated and skyrocketed, really, because people are out using different types of transportation. So will the future of the valley be building more roads, building more pathways, or as we're going to be asking the public about, should we be building some kind of mass transit, light rail system, bus system to really move people around without needing to build additional roadways?
And our next guest, Rachel's going to kind of drill down on that a little bit. Is that right, Carl?
Yeah. She'll give you the rundown on what we're trying to do and how we're going to accomplish that and how we need the public to weigh in on what do they want to see.
What exciting developments happening in the
no
valley.
kidding.
Yeah. What do you see as opportunities here, Carl, as we move in through 2021 and into our new year?
Well, we've been growing at a rapid pace, and I think that's going to continue. Almost every economic, business, real estate newsletter that I read over the next year says Boise is still the hottest market in the whole nation, and we've seen experienced a tremendous amount of growth. Some of that good. When I moved here in the early 2000s, I would talk to people and they would say, my life will be complete if we only had a Trader Joe's and a Chick-fil-A in the valley. And now we have those. And we wouldn't have those if it wasn't for growth from the other areas. But it's also, a lot of more cars on the roadway and a lot of changes in the valley. Maybe some of that will be mitigated by, new trends and people working from home. Maybe some of that will be new technology or new societal changes where people aren't traveling the same way anymore. But there's one thing for sure. Boise is a hot market, and we're seeing a lot of growth, both people moving into the valley from, a lot of West Coast cities where people say, hey, I can afford a house in Boise. I can have a yard where my kids can go out and play during this pandemic. We have, more moderate policies towards pandemic response. So we're selling a lot of houses in the suburban areas, but we're also seeing a second story, which is that people are really moving to downtown areas as well. We've had some massive new apartments proposed or built, and not just downtown Boise. We're seeing Meridian, Eagle, almost all of the other downtowns in the area where people are saying, we're not, as a nation, we're not having as many children. Maybe we don't need that backyard anymore. We want to live close to restaurants and shops and do all those kind of downtown kind of things. And so we're really seeing two stories, and we're trying to figure out, how will that impact the transportation system in the future?
Carl, I want to share with the folks, your associate Amy was kind enough to send over some information to me this past week, and it's always kind of interesting to hear where everybody's coming from. Those of us here see license plates, and there's some intrigue about that. And Carl, I just want to take a minute here and kind of go through some of the states where people are coming from and the ranking. And if you want to chime in there, please do, because these came from your organization. So the number one spot, not a secret, was California. Number 2 was Washington. Oregon was number 3. Then Utah, Arizona, Colorado was 6. Texas was 7. Montana, Nevada, and closing out with beautiful Oklahoma.
Wow. Really?
Yep. Carl, any input there from you?
Well, yeah, I think it's not newsworthy to think that people are moving here from California, Washington, and Oregon. But, it is interesting if you think about the push and the pull factors. Why would somebody move here? You can afford a house, you can get, on the road without too much congestion, get to your job in 15 to 20 minutes. What we're trying to say is, can we keep that good quality of life up in the future? Can we still, as we look out 10, 20, 30 years, can we still keep all those great things that make the Treasure Valley, the Treasure Valley, or are we going to have the same issues that they're facing in California and across the West Coast with, skyrocketing housing prices, traffic that just is unbearable, and what are we going to do about that? How are we going to build a future that we all enjoy?
Well, I think it's pretty interesting, Carl. I'm going to have to get to a break, buddy. I want to say thank you because we get to have Rachel on after the break. Is that correct?
Yep, sounds good.
I appreciate you taking time, buddy. Thank you very much for joining us today.
All right, thanks, Greg.
You betcha, buddy. Folks, we need to take a quick commercial break. You're listening to Greg Ferrera's Real Estate Rescue on KIDO Talk Radio, 107.5 FM and 580 AM. We hope you're enjoying the show today. Some interesting information about what's happening with the growth of the valley. Stay with us. We'll be back in just a minute. Welcome back to Greg Ferrera's Real Estate Rescue. You're listening to KIDO Talk Radio, 580 AM and 107.5 FM. I'm your host, Greg Ferrera with Good Vibes Real Estate, along with my co-host, Mr. Clint Walker, and his Creative Solutions team at Summit Funding. Clint, welcome back.
Thank you, Greg.
We don't want to forget about our sponsor at Pro Relo Group.
Nope.
Remember, we always say a real estate transaction is not complete without
the move.
The move.
Yep.
Folks, if you're getting ready to move or maybe needing some temporary storage during your move, or you're getting caught with a delay, which is not any fun, give our friends at Pro Relo Group a call. They are here to serve you. Whether it's just a local move right here in the Treasure Valley or somewhere across this amazing country, they specialize in helping you get relocated with peace of mind, dependability, and confidence. If you'd like a free quote, please give them a call. Their number right here locally is 208-314-7997. Again, 208-314-7997. You can also reach them at realestaterescueidaho.com. Scroll down on the landing page, fill out that form, and we'll get back to you right away. Remember, folks, don't ever pay in advance. No deposits, and always be careful. Sometimes the cheaper option is not the best. Huh, Clint?
That's correct.
All right. Now, folks, we want to get back to our special guest. We're going to bring Rachel in. Rachel Haukala with Compass. And Rachel's been there a little over 3 years, and she's going to talk to us about the transportation options in the Valley. Rachel, welcome to the show.
Hi, Greg. Thanks for having me.
You betcha. So, Rachel, where would you like to start, and what information would you like to share with folks? I know that we had talked during the week, and it kind of came to my attention here. We're in this obvious COVID situation, and we were talking about traffic, and Carl had mentioned, Greg, with COVID, we're having less traffic on the highways, and I said, well, when this lifts, we might have a pent-up demand, and actually what you're doing would become even more important. Is that fair?
Yes, Greg, I completely agree. We're seeing less traffic right now, but we think that once people start returning to work more, that traffic will come back.
So as far as stats or anything, is there something you'd like to share, Rachel, with us? What's going on in the transportation world, what we're seeing in some of the commuting, what the Valley's doing, and what you guys are working for our future?
Yeah, so we are projecting that traffic is continuing to increase as we're seeing all of that growth that Carl talked about. In 2018, the driving time from Caldwell to downtown Boise was 39 minutes, and we're expecting by 2040 it'll be nearing an hour. Now we're planning out to the year 2050, and I think it will go up even higher. So at Compass, we're looking at other options for transportation like transit and high-capacity transit. And we have a survey open right now asking the public about what they would want from a high-capacity transit system if they want it, and how we should be planning for that as we look out to the future.
And I know that we had talked about that last fall when Carl was on. They were working on the survey situation. Can you share with us, Rachel, how can people get involved in that, and where can they go to participate in the survey?
Yeah, the High Capacity Transit Survey is open right now until Saturday, February 27th. It's on the Compass website, compassidaho.org. You can participate there and learn more about the survey and what Compass is doing with planning for the high capacity transit. So
is there a button, or what does that look like? Does it say high capacity, or is this pretty easy to get to for us?
Yeah, it's right there on our homepage. You'll see it, a link to go right to the survey.
Okay. And what are our options as you're looking? We talk about, transit. We look at other, communities, whether it's Portland or Seattle or Denver, whether it's buses, whether it's train lines. What do you guys see coming? What are the most obvious options for us to relieve some of the traffic and pressure?
Yeah, so within high-capacity transit, Compass has done a few surveys or studies in the past to look at the different options that will be the most feasible here. And the ones we're focusing in on are light rail, which many people are familiar with around the country. We have commuter rail is another option we're interested in, which is a little bit faster, more direct, fewer stops. And then the other one is bus rapid transit, which is kind of like an upgraded local bus. So those are the modes we're focusing in on to see which one will fit best for this region, and that's part of what the survey will help us answer.
So it'd be kind of interesting to see what that looks like, Rachel, and where that might start. So Clint and I are kind of sitting here thinking about this. You'd started in Boise, probably. Do you guys have some potential, plans of what that might look like that you could share with us, or are you not that far along yet?
Yeah, further routing, we're looking at going from Boise to Caldwell with stops in Meridian and Nampa along the way to get all four of those major cities included on the route. We're looking at the railroad corridor as one option for the route, as well as Fairview Cherry and Franklin, and then also the interstate, I-84 to I-184. Those are the four routes that we think would work the best for this region, and based on the studies that we have done and our consultant work on this project.
Wow, makes us feel like the Treasure Valley's going to become a major spot.
Definitely not what it used to be, huh?
Yeah, one horse, one lane.
Yeah.
Eagle.
Tie your horse up at the local restaurant.
Looks like that's the past, Clint.
Yep, it's gone.
Uh-oh. So, Rachel, what can you share with us here over the next couple of years we might be able to expect? What do you see happening, just impact for us here looking around over the next, let's say, 18 to 24 months?
Yeah, in the nearer term, we think that people will start returning to their previous commute patterns and their travel patterns around the valley. We might see more people working from home and maybe more distribution of the employment centers, maybe not just downtown Boise for everyone, traveling to and from there at the rush hours. We think people will return, and that our transit service will return their ridership, and the Valley Regional Transit continues to expand their bus services to try to make it better and work for more people so that we can build that ridership and work towards some of these higher capacity transit options.
So, Rachel, not to put you on the spot, if you know, when is our that little expansion between Nampa and Caldwell and 84 going to be wrapped up? Do we know what that time frame's looking like?
I don't have that time frame with me right now. No,
I'm
sorry. I know they're working on it now. They're making improvements. It can take a few years. I know there's a lot of different projects they have planned, so I would check out, go to ITD for anyone that wants to learn more about that project.
Okay, and I know if we still had Carl on, I didn't know if you guys had, for our listeners today, Eagle Road's under major construction right now. Chinden has been under major construction for quite some time. If there was anything else coming up that we could plan for that might be coming in the near future.
Yeah, I know both of those roads have projects. There's a lot happening on Chinden, especially on the west side near Caldwell. And then they're also working on the State Highway 16 project, which will be a newer, bigger, expanded highway to help with some of that north-south travel. So definitely a lot of things going on as far as highway expansion as well to make it a little easier for the roads and the congestion out there.
Yeah, it's amazing to watch the valley grow. Clint, any thoughts?
Yeah, it is. It is amazing. Going back as far as I do back here. Like you said, 100 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
The valley's changing,
You keep
folks.
telling me that.
Wow. So, Carl, do we still have you here?
Yeah, Greg.
Want to know if you wanted to. We're going to have to head to a break here in just a minute. If you want to add to anything that Rachel's shared, it's an honor to have you guys come on and share with us. We all live in the valley, drive around here every day, and see the tremendous growth, the intense road construction going on. And, we're watching a lot of those. We joked last fall, Carl, about the fields, the farm fields that are turning into homes and businesses now.
Yeah, the Treasure Valley's changing, and we get transportation dollars. We don't get many, so we want to make sure we use them wisely, and we want to do what the public really wants to see for their future of their Treasure Valley. So please go to the Compass Idaho website at compassidaho.org. Participate on that survey. It's on the first front page. It's in English or Spanish. It'll take you all of 5 to 10 minutes to complete. You don't really need to know technical details about transportation planning, but really just weighing in on this will help us so that way we use our dollars wisely and build the transportation that the people of the Treasure Valley want.
So that's www.compassidaho.org, Carl?
Correct. Spell out Idaho. Yep.
Fantastic. You guys, I really appreciate you come, both Carl and Rachel, both of you. I appreciate you taking time to join us on the Saturday afternoon here at Greg Ferrera's Real Estate Rescue. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks, Greg.
You bet, guys. Have a great day. So, Clint, before we head to a break, I just thought it's interesting. We all kind of know where most people come from and go to, but where they're headed to before we have to go to a break.
Yeah.
I got this information from the folks over at Compass. I thought it was interesting. Folks, head out of Idaho. Where are we going to? Because you and I talk about this. Yeah. Seattle was number 1. Oh. Portland, number 2. Beautiful Phoenix, Arizona was number 3.
There you go.
Yep. Provo, Utah, and Salt Lake were 4 and 5. Okay. San Francisco, California was 6. Stockton was 7. Really? And then Las Vegas. People must want to go gambling.
I guess so.
They're headed to Las Vegas. Spokane and Chicago ended it out. And then Idaho Falls, Pocatello, and Coeur d'Alene were also places within Idaho that people were going. Yep. Pretty astounding. Well, folks, it looks like we're getting crushed up against another break, Clint.
That's quick.
We are going to take some time to talk about what's happening in the valley, go over some prices before we end it for the day. So we have one more commercial. Folks, don't leave us. You're listening to Greg Ferrera's A Real Estate Rescue on KIDO Talk Radio, 580 AM and 107.5 FM. We hope you're enjoying the show today. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Greg Ferrera's Real Estate Rescue. You're listening to KIDO Talk Radio, 580 AM and 107.5 FM. I'm your host, Greg Ferrera with Good Vibes Real Estate, along with my co-host, Mr. Clint Walker, and his Creative Solutions team at Summit Funding. Clint.
Well, Greg, how are you?
Welcome back.
Thank you.
Wow, all those people are moving in and out of here, and the roads are changing.
Yes, they are.
Some of my little commutes right now where I go back and forth working with clients, I have to change the roads I go down.
Very true.
Otherwise, you might as well bring a lunch.
Bring a lunch because you're sitting and waiting.
Actually, I need to quit eating lunch.
Yeah.
Probably. I got to change your route. So, folks, the valley's growing. We want to be keeping you up to date. Meanwhile, let me not forget our friends at Pro Relo Group. They're one of our amazing sponsors. If you're moving in the valley or moving outside of the valley, they can take care of you. If you have storage, they have short-term and long-term storage. If you need something, please let them know. They help you move locally and move across the country. If you'd like a free quote, give them a call, 208-314-7997. Again, 208-314-7997. And you can reach them, we probably don't say it enough, at our amazing website, realestaterescueidaho.com. You can reach both Clint and I, and you can reach our moving folks if you need them. And remember, don't ever pay in advance.
That's
for
right.
a move. You get yourself in trouble.
Yep.
All right, Clint, I thought we'd go back to the money part of this.
Okay.
We kind of got hurried up in the show, and
That's
I didn't
okay.
get to that.
Yeah.
So let me go to appraisals. Are we looking okay for
Looking
valuations?
great. Yep.
Closing time frames, we're still
Great.
30 days.
Yep.
Okay. The HERO program, I don't want to forget the HERO program.
No, let's not forget it. Remember, the rate has dropped now to 2.25 on the Heroes program.
Wow.
Right. Depending on your situation and if you qualify for that program. Military and veterans,
Maybe you should say that again. What's the rate again?
2.25.
2.25.
That's incredible, isn't it?
Wow.
So for military and veterans, healthcare professionals, firefighters, paramedics, law enforcement, teachers, and retail workers.
In the front line,
Yeah,
retail?
Retail.
Wow. So, folks, if you or anybody you know qualifies for that program, give Clint a call. Please reach us at realestaterescueidaho.com, or you can reach him at 208-870-4279. Did I get that right?
Yes, you did.
208-870-4279. Give Clint a call.
There you go.
He is creating miracle after miracle after miracle lately. Wow. So, Clint, anything you want to add? Because I want to get on these prices before we just
Go
lose it
for
today.
it. Let's move it.
So some interesting things going on, folks. The market's continuing to be very competitive. Prices are astounding and high in many areas, as you know, and folks seem to be willing to pay top dollar and sometimes more. So let's try and keep this a little interesting towards the end of the show. We normally do it at the first, so let's have a little fun here. Ada County right now, Clint, we lost about 70 homes from last week.
Oh, that's
active, it, huh? Yeah, active homes. Total, Ada County, 3-bedroom or more, 2-bath or more, 2-car garage on half-acre or smaller lot, 107 homes.
That's it.
Yep.
Okay.
Averaging 656.
All of Ada County.
Yep. New construction was 77 of those, averaging 621. A caveat, folks, I believe we'd have to go back and double check. There wouldn't be a dozen of those homes you could actually move in today.
Probably not.
So that would be this coming spring.
This spring or late
next
summer.
fall or
Yep.
even past. So not a lot available. There was existing 30 homes available, averaging 745. Clint, that's the highest we've had.
Wow.
Yep, astounding. Now, I'll drill down just for fun. Right in Eagle, Idaho, there were 4 new construction homes available at just under 900,000.
Wow.
There were 2 existing homes at just about 975 average. Now, right next door in Boise, new construction, there were 15. They averaged 1.05, Clint.
Wow.
Now, we have that 3.9 home
Sure.
that
So that
keeps
throws the numbers off a
hanging
little bit.
around, throws it around a little bit, throws it off. I got rid of that home, and I still have an 840 average.
Wow.
For new construction. Pretty astounding in beautiful Boise, Idaho. Wow. Now, existing homes, there were 17 of those, averaging 882.
Of
Boise.
existing homes.
This isn't Seattle.
In Boise.
Boise, Idaho. Beautiful Boise.
Wow.
And then right next door in Meridian, there were 29 new construction homes up for sale, potentially to be built, averaging just over 500,000. And there were 5 existing homes averaging just over 550.
Wow.
Astounding, huh?
Yes, it is.
Ouch. Now in Cuna, right next door in beautiful Cuna,
Cuna.
there were 28 new construction homes, just under 450. And the floor on that, the bottom, and I didn't cover the others, is 385 where that's starting.
Wow.
Would you have ever believed that if I
Nope.
told you 2 years ago?
Nope.
You'd have thought I was nuts. Yeah. Existing, Clint, there was 4 existing homes, averaging 427. And then out in Star for Mr. Kevin Miller, there was 1 new construction home, Clint, 1.1.
1.1 in Star.
Yep, 2 existing homes, averaging 454. Now, next door in beautiful Canyon County, there were 88 homes active, averaging 433. 68 of those were new, and 20 of those were existing, both around 400,000. And then to drill down in Napa, new construction had 46 homes at a little under 450 average, and existing there was a dozen homes there, just over 400. And in beautiful Caldwell, 15 new construction homes at 400,000. And 5 existing homes at just under 4, around 390. Okay. And in beautiful Middleton, Idaho, which I know you know where that is.
I do.
There were 5 new construction homes, just under 425 average, and 1 existing home at just under 500.
Crazy.
What do you think?
Yeah.
So, folks, it's a great time to sell. We got a couple minutes, and Clint and I are working with lots of our amazing listeners. So, thank you for for trusting us and allowing us to participate and helping you in your transitions. And there is so much going on. Clint, I wanted to just kind of take a couple minutes here, and we have people going through transitions, people considering selling. Maybe selling's not the right option for them.
Right.
And if you're thinking about selling, I was talking to folks this week. We were sitting at the table making plans. I always say know where you're going to go.
That's right.
Have a plan A, a plan B, and sometimes a plan C.
Sometimes that's true.
If you're selling. So, Clint, some things you want to share with buyers you're currently working with who are out looking?
Yeah, absolutely. So we have some right now. We have one right now, as a matter of fact, that we're trying to figure out how to come up with the down payment to help a family member on the house. They own their home free and clear. Well, rates being as low as they are, to be able to pull some money out of their home payment is really cheap to be able to use that money rather than pulling it from their retirement 401k or something else. It's a lot cheaper to run it this way and be able to pay that off, plus get, so, maybe there's a little bit of interest tax write-off as well. So they're able to use the down payment, help family members out, kids or whoever it is that you're looking for.
So there's some options.
Lots.
So I know we've run into several people lately who have a home that they had originally moved into. This has been common.
Yeah.
They moved out of it. It turned into a rental.
Yep.
And so that's gone up substantially.
Yep.
And then they've bought a home.
Yep.
And that's gone up. And now they're trying to make some plans. What do we do with each one? Do we refinance one? Do we sell? Do we sell the rental, pay off our existing home? So many different options.
It gets kind of confusing.
It does. So,
Yes.
folks, we're here for you. If you're in these positions and you'd like some help, consultations are free. There's no commitment to move. And, moving can be a hassle. You have to call the moving people, and you got to get out of the house.
That's right.
So give us a holler if you're thinking about possible options and you'd like to bounce some things off of us. And we're here to help you. That's what we're here for. Real Estate Rescue, Idaho.com. Please do reach out. Clint, we just got a little bit of time left. Anything you want to let people know before we come back next Saturday?
One more week, huh? So one more week out of the year and it's gone. Just like that, right?
You're making it sound like it goes
2022.
fast, Clint.
No, it's moving way too fast. Let's slow this thing down. Let's have fun in 2021, shall we?
Clint is our a money magician.
Optimistic. There you go.
Creating miracles
Let's make
all
it
the
happen.
time. All right, folks, we want to say thank you, Clint and I both, for joining us today. You're listening to Greg Ferrera's Real Estate Rescue. We hope you enjoyed the show. We always want it to be fun, educational, informational, and entertaining. We are here for you. If you're considering buying, selling, refinancing, or purchasing, let us know. You can reach us at realestaterescueidaho.com. Again, realestaterescueidaho.com, or you can reach us directly at 208-559-0590. Again, 208-559-0590. Consultations are always free. We're happy to talk with you or meet with you. Remember, here at Greg Ferrera's Real Estate Rescue, we believe in old school principles where the power of the personal connection and a handshake and your words still matter. Folks, have a great week. Don't forget to join us here next Saturday at noon for more great tips and strategies to navigate the real estate market here in the Treasure Valley. It has been a rodeo. 2021 is going to be exciting. Until then, folks, be safe out there and enjoy our beautiful state of Idaho.